Welcome back, y'all, to another episode of Tony Plays The Binding of Isaac. Hope everyone's doing alright, doing nice and lovely. Today, we are going to hopefully finish out a run with this guy. We can get the Lost Mega Satan done, which means I will officially be done with the Lost. And we should unlock Godhead, which is a very good item. And hopefully we can use that for any sort of future runs going down the line. Anyways, besides just whatever's on the chopping block right now and stuff like that, it's nice to be back doing a regular Isaac run. Don't get me wrong, I'm not against greed mode or anything, or greedier mode. But I mean, you saw last episode, that one was pretty bad. I'm also tainted lost, so I feel like it only gets worse. But regardless, regardless of all that whatnot, I'm doing fine. I hope everyone else is doing fine as well. Truth be told, I have been having some trouble sleeping these past couple of days. I don't know what it is. If you guys could tell, I recorded last episode not in a daze of sleep, but I was very tired and I kind of just wanted to go to bed. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna try my best to go to sleep. If I can, all the better, I'll be happy. But if I can't go to freaking sleep, man, then oh well, fuck me. Anyways, I ended my recording at like 11 something. I uploaded the video before midnight and then I proceeded to try and go to bed. And I don't know what happened. I don't know what it is, but it was like 12:30 and I just couldn't go to sleep. I don't know if it was because it was too hot, but I don't think it was that hot in my room. Truth be told, I had the fan running. The fan was blowing the cool air on me. It was I had the window open. It's not like it was very windy, unfortunately, but had the window open, the fan on. I was like, dude, I should be cooling down anytime soon. I had the blanket over me because I was a little bit chilly with the wind blowing on me, so I was like, all right, okay, everything's lined up for me to be going to bed properly. I'm nice and wrapped up in a blanket. It's late at night, but it's something I just couldn't do it, man. I even had like my regular Northern Lion video playing on the freaking on my phone while I have my phone charging on my nightstand, so I have to like crawl over the entirety of my bed. I like to sleep against the wall personally, because my bed is like in the corner of the room. Oh, Tony, don't you know that's like the worst place to have your bed? I don't know, man. Oh, compound fracture is decent, actually. Yeah, compound fracture is decent. It's like a fake, not as goated. What's it called? Polycephalus. Polycephalosaurus. Parasite. Or if you want to go the other route. Oh. Very nice. Speed up. I'll take it. Oh my god, hello. I need a bomb. Alright, I have 4 keys, I need a bomb from one of these guys. I can see it all now. Hold up, I can see it all. Okay. Oh my god, you too, motherfucker? You have a dime, I think. I need a bomb. He has a dime. But anyways, what's the word I'm thinking of? I was saying something, right? You guys remember what I was saying? I don't know. Oh, look, I don't have like any sense of feng shui or whatever or anything like that. I don't even know if other people really do. But the way I have my bed set up is I have it the way that my mom has gotten the room set up. And that was, she just put the bed in the corner. And so that's where I sleep. I sleep with the bed in the corner. One side is facing the wall. Me personally, I like to have the side that's facing the wall. I like to sleep on that side. Because, I don't know, does it make me feel better or something? I wouldn't really say that necessarily. I don't know, I just like it, I guess, you know? Weird to say, but I just personally, I just like having myself face the wall. So I usually take that side of the bed, and my nightstand is on the, what's it called? The other side of my bed, the one that's not on the wall. The one that's not facing the wall, so I have to like reach over my entire bed if I want to get my phone. So I make sure to just keep it out of reach so I don't go up and get it. After keeping it out of reach, I freaking, what's it called? I just like leave a Northernlion video on, turn the brightness to low so my room isn't filled with a light. It just has noise playing, and then I lay down. And I don't know what it is. I cannot sleep on my back, dude. You know what I mean? I also had like a weird nightmare last night too. But that's besides the point. That's completely irrelevant and not at all. I mean, you know, it's completely irrelevant. Nothing at all is related to whatever the hell I was just talking about. But I had like a weird, I don't even know, man. It was a nightmare, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I couldn't really describe what the hell was going on. I didn't know too much myself, truth be told. So I had this weird nightmare, and I don't know if it was because I was sleeping on my back or what, but like, I mean, for one, I noticed I can't really sleep on my back like that. You know, like if I lay down, I'm, you know, sleeping on my back, my face is faced up towards the freaking, towards the ceiling. I can't sleep like that, personally. I find myself, I'm not even joking when I say this, I find myself almost all the time, if I sleep on my back, waking, I'm like in a sense of I'm half asleep, half awake, and then I come to like full realization, like a solid fucking, I don't even know, like a solid maybe 30 minutes pass after I'm like laying down in this half asleep, half awake kind of, like, you know, I don't even know what to call it, not lingo, this half asleep, half awake freaking purgatory that I'm in. I all of a sudden wake up, like fully wake up, and I'm like, huh, I didn't go to sleep at all. Like, I acknowledge, my brain acknowledges that I haven't slept any, and I'm just, the hell? Okay, so I have either ruined my run or saved it. What the fuck happened? What? The hell happened? I maybe, I don't know what to do. Like I said, maybe I ruined my run, maybe I saved my run. Those glitch items scare me a lot, I'm gonna be real. They scare me because oh, okay, bro blew the hell up. They scare me because I don't know what's going on with them, you know what I mean? I don't feel in control with them, and I feel very scared. Oh, but dude, like, I don't know, man, I woke up in like this, not this daze is not the right word, but you know what I mean? I just couldn't, I can't go to sleep, and I end up waking up feeling like insane or something. I don't know, maybe I'm the crazy one. Maybe I'm the crazy one or whatever. But there's just something about laying down on my back, I can't do it. And if I lay down on my side, I'm usually fine. Although, I guess these past few days, I feel like any position I sleep in has been horrible, where I just can't do it. Any position I sleep in, I have been absolutely, I just can't go to sleep. And I don't know what it is either, man. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know what it is personally. I find it to suck. because in my brain I like sleep. You know, I want to go to bed. I've been tired these past couple of freaking days or whatever. I just want to get some freaking rest. But then in the end, I just end up waking up like a normal human. Or not, I shouldn't say I wake up like a normal human, because that makes it sound like I am not a normal human. You know what I mean? I wake up. I find myself waking up and I'm just like, dude, I don't want to be awake right now. I want to be asleep, but my body just won't fucking let me sleep. I feel like I'm losing my mind every time I wake up, because like I said, I'm usually in that like half asleep, half awake state where like my mind thinks. Is that the way to describe it? I don't know. Like my mind thinks. I still have like thoughts and stuff, you know what I mean? I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but like I still have thoughts in my brain, and then all of a sudden, after enough time passes, my brain is like fully realizes it's awake, and I'm just like, huh? You know? My mind just like is like, huh? You're awake. You're finally awake, head ass. You know, like Skyrim type of shit. You feel me? And I feel crazy, dude. I feel like I'm losing my mind. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I feel like I've been losing my mind these past couple days, because it's just like, I shouldn't be awake. I should be asleep, but something is keeping me awake. I will say, I feel like it happened to me last night, and then I proceeded to fall back asleep, but for real fall asleep. But then I like woke up to a nightmare, and I'm gonna be real with you, I don't even remember what the nightmare was. Oh. Rock bottom has given me strength. That's good. I'm scared, kind of. But that's good. Is soy milk mom's knife a good combo? Hold on. Let me look this up. I need to look this up, because I'm afraid of ruining my run. Is soy milk mom's knife? Give me a second. Mom. Interactions. No special synergy. Charge bar still disappears, but the knife will not be automatically released upon full charge. That's bad. That's really bad. Okay, give me a sec. My apologies, y'all. Okay, so I looked it up. Mom's knife seems to be a no-go. Apparently, it doesn't automatically shoot like the other ones, like any other thing would. Like how Brimstone or Tech X would automatically shoot. I still need to hold the button and let go of the button if I want to shoot. What's it called? Mom's knife. Which is a no-no when you're doing a soy milk run. Because honestly, truth be told, you just wanna hold the stick and let it rip. So this is good. Luckily, in case you guys don't know, I don't know, this is some behind the scenes info, some little tips and tricks from your boy Tony here. What I have started to do recently with these recordings is I know some of them can get pretty bad looking, you know? Like things can get pretty freaky with some of the recordings due to bitrate issues and the fact that, I mean, you see how much is happening on screen right now. All the stuff being shot on screen is definitely determined to tank the bitrate. So I've actually started recording in a higher bitrate, and if I think the episode needs it, I will render it in the lower bitrate. You know what I mean? Maybe you guys don't know what I mean. Maybe I sound crazy. I record in like 14,000 kilobytes per second or whatever. And if I think oh, this episode, a lot of stuff happened on screen, I'll render it in the full 14,000 or 13,000. If not, I'll render it in the if not, then I'll render it in like only the regular 12,500 I used to do. Honestly, it saved my ass, I think, a couple times, because it's kind of hard to get a good recording when there's so much happening on screen and I just can't see what's going on, you know what I mean? So I decided to do that method. It seemed to work out well, fine so far. No complaints from me. You know, just a little inside baseball from your boy Tony or whatever. But back to where I was elaborating slash like kind of whining or whatever about. I don't know, man. I've just been very tired, and I don't know what it is, but I can't get rest. And I've tried, maybe I could try the whole deal where it's like no electronics like an hour before bed, you know what I mean? Like if I go to bed usually at like 11 or whatever, maybe I can get off at 10 and then just like kind of, I don't know, lay down in bed for an hour. But low key at that point, I don't even want to like lay down in bed for an hour. I just want to lay down, you know what I mean? I just want to like lay down and not worry about anything. That doesn't help. I was thinking Blood Puppy will most likely come back to bite me in the ass if I get it, and I don't want to. So let's just skip out on Blood Puppy. Incubus, that's really good. That's like really good. You know what I mean? Dare I say? Dare I complain? Dare I speak words? That's actually really solid. We have essentially doubled our damage. And a part of me is scared because I feel like I'm gonna show so much on screen, I'm gonna miss something or something like that. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm gonna miss something that's gonna kill me, perhaps. I don't know, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm excited for this run, but here's some advice. Here's some advice for some Isaac gamers. If anyone out there needs Isaac tips from a guy who is sort of mid at the game, my tip for you is don't get invested into any Lost run. Regardless of how good the run is, do not get invested. Do not get your hopes up, because this is Tony Doomer posting, by the way. This is Tony totally Doomer posting. But I try my best to not get invested in any sort of runs with this guy, due to the fact that at the end of the day, if the run gets cooked, I'm gonna feel horrible. And it sucks because since I'm playing as the Lost, these runs can easily get cooked. You know what I mean? I mean, you see it, bro. Like, these runs can very, and I mean very easily get destroyed, get lost in the sauce due to just like one small mistake that I forgot to catch or something like that. You know what I mean? I can miss one small thing and then boom, run's cooked forever. And I can't even do anything about it. Like, especially when we get to like I just lost Mantle right now. I had to. You might think I'm crazy. I think I had to. I'm being so real. You guys might think I'm crazy. I think I had to do that. There was no way I was gonna die in that room. With such a good run, there was no way I was risking any death. So I decided, F it, we ball. I'm emperoring. Now, do I wish I could have gotten to the item room? Yeah, I'm gonna be real. Yes, I do. I do wish I could have gone to the item room. However, unfortunately, as life goes, we don't all get what we want. Like, I want to get a good night's rest. However, I haven't had a good night's rest for the past freaking couple of days. So whoop-de-freaking do, you know what I mean? Sorry, I just sound... I'm not cranky or anything. Trust me, I don't get cranky like that. Like, I mentioned it before. I mentioned it a while back. I don't even remember the last time that, like, myself, I don't remember the last time that I've been, like, angry, you know? Mad at something in a way where I'd yell or something like that, you know? I don't be getting angry like that. Like, dude, I need Lost Contact or something. I need something to break down all the stuff. Because I'm gonna be real with you. I am very much afraid of accidentally shooting so much I miss something on screen and then I get hit by like a stray bullet. It's low-key happening now. But there's not much I can do, you know? It's low-key happening, but there's not much I could kind of really do about it. I just gotta lock in, twin. I'll phone him, twin. You gotta lock up, twin. Oh, now she got you blushing? You guys might be thinking, Tony, what are you talking about? It's another brain rot post. Another brain rot has hit the Tony mind flare or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what I say half the time. It doesn't help that I'm kind of not running on E, I guess. I'm not running on full E. Because I've still gotten sleep. I just not as much as I want. I want to get 7 to 8 hours. But I feel like these past few days I've only been getting like 6 hours of sleep, which by some people's standards, Tony, 6 is that's great, you know? I work off of 6 hours of sleep, and I gotta say, props to you, bro. I can't do it. Me personally, I can't do that. I need 8 hours. Or 7 to 8. And especially if we're talking like just overall health-wise, because I feel like that's one thing, not people misunderstand, but people kind of always forget about sleeping a whole bunch like that. Is 8 hours of sleep is, you know, you might be able to function well off of 8 hours of sleep. You know, you yourself as a human might be able to function. You can think, you'll have thoughts at 8 hours of sleep. You're not gonna wake up and be like, dude, you know, don't speak to me till I have my coffee. You might not be that sort of deal off of like 6 or 7 hours, but like health-wise, you know, it's best that your body, your brain gets your nice full 8 hours of sleep. You know what I mean? I remember learning about not getting enough sleep when wanting to like build muscle, lose fat, is that you're gonna end up, if you don't get your 8 hours, you're gonna end up, you know, son of a bitch. You're going to end up. That's the shit I'm talking about, bruh. I can't see anything. It was such a good run. I just can't see. Your body is gonna end up losing some of that muscle that you built up. You know, like you want to make sure you give your muscles enough rest, enough sleep, so that they can properly recover from, you know, whatever it is you put them through and stuff and such and such. I actually really like Epiphoria, personally. I don't know. I'm surprised more people don't like, in my opinion, a really good item. Just aim one direction and fire, bro. It's pretty easy in Isaac to like force enemies, or for you to maneuver yourself around enemies to hit them in a certain way, you know? I've been holding right for like 10 minutes. It's not true, not 10 minutes, but I've been holding right for this whole time. Now I'm switching it up on him. Have mercy. Have mercy on my soul. Have mercy! Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Anyways. Son of a bitch. I don't think killing Big Steven increases the chance of not getting Little Steven. Honestly, you know what? Yeah. I don't even care, man. I don't even care anymore, bro. I hate doing lost runs, man. They hurt my soul too much for me to enjoy. Also, I feel bad. You know how I said good advice is don't get attached to lost runs? I was starting to get attached to that other lost run. So when I lost it, well, you could probably tell I didn't feel too happy. Hey, damage up though. I'll take it. Fuck yeah, dude. I'll take that damage up, brother. By all means. I'll be filming me, brother. Sorry. Couldn't finish that quote. Should not finish that quote. What the hell are you talking about? Oh my god, man. Have mercy on my soul, please. I'm just scared. I'm just fucking scared at this point. These runs, man, they be hurting. You know what I found really funny? To go back on the kind of sleep topic, is that I haven't like necessarily, I'm just complaining about the fact that I haven't gotten much sleep. I haven't necessarily done much research into things like, oh, you know, good ways to help yourself sleep better. I know people are like, chamomile tea puts me to sleep, or you know, where'd the stereotype come of like a warm glass of milk? That's not much of a stereotype, but like, where did that come from of like just drinking a warm glass of milk at night to go to bed? Because I'm gonna be real with you, I've drank a warm glass of milk at night before. I haven't felt any more tired than I kind of would in any other time, you know what I mean? It kind of just feels the same, I guess. A warm glass of milk at like 11 at night doesn't really do the job. It's just, I just drank warm milk, which isn't bad by any means. You know, I love milk. I love milk in all kinds. I love warm milk. I love cold milk. I wouldn't necessarily say I love hot milk, but there is a thing that I like to make. Me and my family, it's called café de leche. It essentially just means coffee, like, you know, milk coffee. So what we do is we just heat up some milk and then put in some coffee into that. And then you just put a little sugar, stir that up, boom, bada bing, bada boom. You got yourself some nice café de leche. Goated, in my opinion, absolutely goated drink. So I guess I do love hot milk. I love warm milk. I love cold milk. Ice cold milk is solid. Lukewarm, room temp milk, you know what I mean? I love all kinds of milk. You know what I like? I just don't know where the warm milk thing came from of like, oh, this puts you to sleep. Because I'm gonna be real with you, it don't. It just really doesn't put me to sleep. I'm gonna be real. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Not 90% of the time, I guess, but like, you know, when I first tried that as a kid, I feel like everyone's tried it, right? I hope. I say I hope because I don't know. I don't want to be seen as a weirdo. Tony, you drank a warm glass of milk when you were younger? It's like, yeah, I thought everyone tried it, you know? The TV shows always said like, hey, warm glass of milk puts you to bed. So I was like, oh, let me try. And then I just felt like I drank a warm glass of milk, but no change in like, oh, I'm sleepy or not, you know? So I low-key thought I was tripping. But then I've seen that like other people had the same kind of deal. Other people have been like, yeah, this warm glass of milk doesn't put me to sleep. I don't know what that's all about or whatever. But I know like there's a whole bunch of people that take melatonin. You know, people take melatonin every night for sleep. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds fine. But me personally, trust me, I need to clarify here. I'm not the kind of person that's like anti-medications, stuff like that, you know what I mean? I'm like, medicine doesn't work, bro, you know, essential oils is where it's at. No, that is not me at all, trust me. I would rather take the prescription drugs, brother. So, the thought where I'm coming from comes from, I would like to, you know, maybe take a nice, what's it called? It would be great, in my opinion, to take the goat that is Sorry. I was locking in on the fight there. That is melatonin. I've heard melatonin has done wonders. It's done wonders for my friend who's had trouble sleeping all the time. He takes melatonin. However, for me, I just don't want to rely on taking something that might not always work. Not always work, but like I'd have to go out of my way to buy and keep myself supplied on. You understand? Or do I sound crazy? You know? Me personally, I would much rather find a way to get myself to sleep normally than I would having to like buy melatonin just to keep myself asleep. Yeah, I feel like it makes more sense that way, but I also feel like people are gonna think like, Tony, you're fucking stupid, you know? And if that's how you see it, then oh well, I'm sorry, you know. But that's just how I think, because I'm a dumbass. But you know, that's my brain. That's how my brain processes it. Is I would, trust me, melatonin I feel like definitely kind of would work, or I you know, melatonin would be nice to take to be able to go to bed, but I don't want to just take the one sleeping pill. So I will say I have another option, you know? There is another. You guys might know about it. There have been multiple memes made on this drug, and me personally, it is one of my readily available favorites that also helps me in two aspects, and that is Benadryl, or diphenhydramine. Benadryl, for some reason, I think on like, if I remember correctly, on like on the label or something like that, on like a Benadryl warning, it's like, this is not for sleep aid or whatever. I forget exactly. No, I remember. It was a post. It was this post talking about like, what's it called? It's Plankton taking prescription Benadryl. It's Plankton from freaking SpongeBob taking prescription Benadryl, and like the meme warns like, warning, Benadryl is not like a sleep aid, nighttime aid, you know, consult a doctor or whatever for something like that. But the thing is, that's just not true. And you guys might call me crazy, Tony. What you know, what expert analysis do you have on this sort of field? I didn't know you studied pharmacology. And it's like, no, I haven't studied pharmacology. However, I used to work in a pharmacy, so I think I at least know somewhat of what I'm talking about. And what I'm talking about here is the drug known as diphenhydramine is used as a sleep aid in many things. It is used just by itself as a sleep aid prescribed to people, an over-the-counter sleep aid. And if you ever check the ZzzQuil, which is like the Vicks branded, like, oh, this will help put you to sleep. This is like a cough syrup that you take, but it helps put you to sleep instead. That is quite literally just like liquid diphenhydramine. And it's like, brother, one, how you gonna say it's not a sleep aid? Two, like, you know, liquid diphenhydramine, brother, just take a cup, pop a couple Benadryl, you're gonna be breathing as clear as day, and you're gonna be absolutely snoozing your ass off for like the next couple days or whatever. Now you might be thinking, you know, Tony, but Benadryl, you know, diphenhydramine, that stuff's a delirium, isn't it? And yeah, it is. It is true, Benadryl will make you see some stuff. Now, I don't mean be alarmed. You know, don't be alarmed, guys. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Get me out of here. Get me out of that room right now. Get me out of that room ASAP. I cannot handle it. You know, look, all I'm gonna say is, glowing hourglass is really good. Birthright's really good. Nice. So anyways, yeah, diphenhydramine like is just straight up a sleep aid, which is like baffling to me. Is like, you know, that it's like, just take some Benadryl. Oh, I remember what I was speaking on now. Sorry, I got so invested in what the hell I was doing in that room right there. Like, how can I make this W for me? What's the method here? Ooh, soy milk. Our plans are not foiled yet. We have gotten the soy milk once more. He is soaring at the residence, or what? What does the guy say? The guy who is like, I am the angry pumpkin. You guys know what I'm talking about, or do I sound insane? I'll probably do sound insane, but it's funny, so it don't matter. My remote. Thanks, game. Give me a second. My bad, y'all. My remote was tweaking out because it died on me. But yeah, yes, Benadryl is a sleep aid, and it is also a deliriant. However, you gotta take like a lot, and I really mean like a lot of Benadryl to be seeing the Hat Man and shit like that. You know what I mean? So on me personally, I just find it funny that like that's the meme that people say, is that like, oh, Benadryl makes me see the Hat Man or whatever, because it's like you gotta be taking a shit ton of Benadryl to be seeing some shit like that. More than I think most anyone would recommend any human should take. Not any human should take, but I mean, you know what I mean. You know, people aren't taking that much Benadryl, is essentially what I'm trying to say. People aren't out here taking that much Benadryl. Where in my mind, I'm like, you know, don't be filming me, brother. You feel me? Tony actively avoiding that one bomb for some reason. I don't know why he did that. But I don't know, man. You know, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm crazy. You could. I could see that. I could see that being a case for Tony. Tony's just lost his mind. But honestly, for me, I think I'm better off not going melatonin. And personally, I think I'm better off just like popping myself 2 Benadryl and calling it a night. You know, and I have done that on occasion, but maybe I should start doing that again. But also, like I said, I'd rather just prefer to be able to sleep normally. I know sometimes that's not the case, which is why things like medicine exist, to help supplement people that by themselves can't do stuff, you know? That's what they fucking, well, I mean, no. Sildenafil was made for hypertension, you know? And then people found out like, hey, this thing's been going on for longer than 4 hours, maybe I should call a doctor, you know, that type of stuff. Sildenafil was originally made for hypertension or whatever, so, you know, I guess that's also like a, you know, people can't get it up, so they supplement it with that, and it makes sense. It makes sense. That's what medication exists for. It's to help the body do things that the body itself can't do. So if my body can't sleep, then I should take Benadryl, right? That's essentially what I'm hearing here. But a part of me doesn't want to take Benadryl to go to sleep. A part of me just wants to be like, yeah, I just want to sleep regardless. And it's not like I don't have insomnia or anything either. I think that's definitely, I should have popped. You know what, man? Good item? Oh, it's a solid item. We're 40 minutes into the run. I definitely should not, like, I have recorded like 3 losses this run, or this recording. Maybe I should stop, but then I got Mysterious Liquid, and now I want to keep it going because it's a good item. I was like, we'll see what the item is, and if it's good, we keep it rolling. And it was good, so we keep it rolling. There you go, Jesus Christ, man. So, yeah, I don't know what it is, bro. You know, maybe I just need to get a better sleep habit or something like that. You know what I mean? Maybe I just need to get better sleep habits or something. But I just want to sleep. I don't want to be tired. I don't want to wake up feeling tired. I don't want to get off work feeling like a nap would be really useful right about now. You know what I mean? I want to get off work and then like go to the gym or like record an Isaac episode or play some games with my friends. I don't want to get off work and then be like, all right, time for me to hit the hay. You feel me? Because I don't want to say that feels dumb, but it feels like I'm wasting my time. I don't like to say that I feel like I'm wasting time doing certain things, but that genuinely feels like I'm wasting my time. And I'm tired of that because, you know, my time is limited, brother. Gotta make the most of what I got, or whatever they say, yeah? Something like that? Gotta make the most out of the time we have. And so I'd rather spend that sleeping or something, you know? I'm not the kind of guy that's like, oh, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. You know, I'm here to hopefully do both. Live a good life, but also live a long one. Trust me, I'm not the kind of like, oh, I'll do whatever type of shit, you know what I mean? I value my time, I value other people's time. Which I guess is why I personally like to try and do things as efficiently as possible or whatever. But I know trying to min-max life, I guess, in that way can be seen as pretty annoying or whatever, you know? Which is why I'm lazy. A lot of the time I am very lazy. I mean, you guys have seen it. Yeah. Tears up and it's, what's it called? Size down and it tears up. That's not bad, you know? With sinus infection, I mean, look at it. Look at it, bro. It was sticking boogers on, bro. Okay, I'm scared of this. This I am scared of, I will say. I think this is one of the few bosses that, like, I genuinely fear fighting. And that is because this boss can... If the boss feels like it, it can take away your life in an instant. You know what I mean? You know what? I'm gonna let my boogers do the talking. There you go. That's what I hate about Haunt, is that if Haunt really felt like it, bro could just take your life in an instant and he wouldn't even regret it. You know? That's what I fear. That's what I fear most about this. And so I'm gonna try my best to avoid his wrath, his eternal wrath. And we're on Cellar, so honestly, there's a good chance we get Haunt. I hope we get like, what's the one that's not Pin? It's like the dry Pin. I hope we get that one, maybe, because that one's not too bad. The Frail. The Frail ain't too bad. What other monster? Like, what's the one that's not the Widow? It's like the shriveled up Widow. Or maybe is the Widow the shriveled up one? The spider boss of the Cellar. The spider boss of the Cellar. You know what I'm talking about. You know the guy I'm speaking on. Hoping to maybe get that done. Or not that done, but like him. Anyone but Haunt. Loki is essentially... That's what the whole deal is here. Anyone but Haunt. That's all I care about. Plum! I didn't even know you can get Plum here. You know, it's funny that I say I didn't even know you can get Plum, because I feel like our second ever run of this recording made it here and we got Plum. Speed. Nice. Alright, never mind. We already took item room and not boss trap. We did boss trap, but item room and whatever the other one's called. Curse of the Blind. Fuck you, dude. Go fuck yourself. Fucking shit. Alright, whatever. Whatever, man. Not much we can really do about it now, can we? But, I mean, yeah, just better sleeping habits is all I need. I don't fucking know. We'll see. We'll see how Tony goes about his life the rest of the days going forward. Honestly, right now, I'm just trying to get a good run in. And I'm just trying to... It's funny. My friend picked up Metroid Dread. To, I guess, speak on something else. Friend picked up Metroid Dread. And I love that game. I'm a huge Metroid fan, if you guys aren't aware. I don't think I've made this vocal. It's not like I've kept my interest hidden. There's one thing you guys know about me. I really like Isaac. and I really, really like Call of Duty Zombies. These are not news. However, I still think there are a whole bunch of other interest stuff that I thoroughly enjoy that I haven't kept secret from y'all. But I mean, I don't know. I don't be speaking about myself like that. Are you guys the same way? Me personally, I just don't like, my bad, I muted my mic. I don't speak about myself like that, at least not all the time. You know, I like to keep it, I hate saying this turn of phrase, because I don't think it feels stupid, but like, to me it sounds dumb. Is I like to keep it low key, you know? I don't be bothering nobody. I keep to myself a lot of the time. This and streaming are the most out there things I've done when it comes to like posting on social media and sharing my interests and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, even the people that remember me from high school, if people do remember me from high school, I don't be posting on Instagram like that. And even if I do, it's not like I'm out here sharing like, oh, here's Tony life update. Here's what's going on in my life, you know? It's I won't say like a polar opposite, I guess, but I don't even, I try my best to post about anything but my life on like social media and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I don't, you know, because those people are strangers to me, low key. Tony, you knew them since high school. Yeah, some of them, you know, like some people I've known since high school and like I still talk to them. Some other people are just like, we just happen to go to the same school, but like I don't know you like that. You know what I mean? That's my deal with some people, like with some, not some people like that, but just that's my deal with some people, is that I just don't know them like that. You feel me? I barely knew them in high school, and the fact that, I don't know, I don't want to say they somehow managed to trick me, but like I don't even know how I follow some of these people, you know what I mean? I think some of them just followed me because Instagram likes to recommend people that follow each other. Like, I'll literally be like, hey, you follow this person on Instagram. They follow this person, and I'm like, I don't know who this third person is. And also, truth be told, this is something that it's not news, it's not a secret. It's something that I'm very vocal about. Blood Puppy. I just ruined my run. I had such a good run too. I want to hit the stop recording button. Tony, what's wrong with Blood Puppy? Blood Puppy is an item that likes to kill you if you feed it too much. And it likes to kill you. We're on a character that dies in one hit. We want to actively avoid kind of any sort of being chased down or some shit like that. You know what I mean? So there's a good chance this recording ends soon. Is that a bad thing? I guess it depends on how you see it. You know, I personally don't like uploading a 40-minute episode, potentially 50 to an hour-minute episode that has done nothing of substance in terms of how things go down. However, I guess you can also say it's like a 50-minute yap sesh. So it's not all bad, you know. I've kept the conversation going for some of it. But anyways, yeah. I feel like I got off track. I don't like to personally speak on my personal life on social media. If anything, I will make a post on social media on like an Instagram story. I'll make a post and it will be either, my posts follow a weird formula. If you've ever seen my Instagram posts at all, then my posts follow a weird formula. It is, if it's an Instagram story, it is gonna be a meme or something that I kind of see, that I look at and I hit the Gen Z like voice line real, you know? Something that I look at and I'm like, damn, this is real as hell. Like, I vibe with this, real. It's gonna be a post that I see that I'm like real, and it's gonna be either A, in regards to Call of Duty Zombies, B, Signalis, C, 1000x Resist, if anyone ever posted about 1000x Resist, or, you know, D, anything else like tangentially related or whatever. You know, I'll be posting random tweets, I'll be posting COD Zombie stuff, I'll be posting stuff of my own, I guess, where it's like, one of my other not other posts, but like I guess one of my posts in recent memory is me posting my diamond camos on what's it called? Look at that. See, my blood puppy is mad now, and I want to actively avoid this happening because I don't want to die to it. So we gotta, I don't want to have to like tame my blood puppy, I guess is what I'm trying to say. You know, I don't want to have to like tame my blood puppy all the time, which is why I hate him. And if he's not tamed, then he's actively seeking my blood, which sucks. You know, if you want some insight, if y'all want some insight as to why Tony hates such a cute looking animal, puppy, blood clot dog, you know? A shot speed up, I guess. It's a shot speed up, I'll take it. Fucking hell, man. Can you tell he's mad? But yeah, like I don't be posting about myself like that. And I don't know what it is. I made a post on this before. I've talked about this before, not on here, but like I've just spoken with it to my friends and stuff. And a part of me finds it weird that there are people that follow me that like these people, I remember them from high school, some random high school classmate that I remember at least seeing them or seeing people interact with them, but it's not like me and them were ever buddy or any kind of deal like that. Yet they follow me on like, you know, my social media. And sometimes I'll make a post, something stupid, like, I forgot. Oh, I remember. I made a post kind of like, not glazing GU, but I mean, what else is new? Tony posting about glazing Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, who would have guessed? But it was a post that was like, tangentially related to Generations Ultimate, and I remember like you could see who has viewed your story, and I remember seeing that like some people have viewed my story, and I was like, that's a little interesting, you know? Something in my brain just like triggered where it wasn't like I was worried or something like that, but I was like, something here rubs me the wrong way. And it's knowing that these people who I remember seeing in high school, never spoke to, we were never really friends in high school. I wouldn't even really call it acquaintances because it's not like we even said a word to each other. We're just two people that are slightly aware of the other's existence, and they follow me, and I feel like if they follow me, I follow them back. But they can see some of the stuff that I post that I myself don't see as like private, but I mean, you know, it's not something that you'd be showing everyone that you knew. And a part of that rubs me the wrong way. It kind of rubs me in like the way where it's like I'm exposed, you know? It hits me in that way where it's like I'm exposed. This person I don't know has seen my thoughts, has seen these things that I share. It's like, Tony, that's just the business of social media. And it's like, yeah, I understand. That's just kind of how social media works. I'm not surprised at that. But it's just like, you know, it's just a little weird. Am I crazy for thinking that? Or can other people kind of relate to that fact? It's called social media for a reason. It's like, yeah, I know it's called social media for a reason, but it's like these people who I was not even social with can follow me and like they have followed me and they've seen my stuff. But a part of me doesn't want to, you know, hit them with like the, oh, force them to unfollow me, because a part of me feels bad, you know? A part of me feels like, oh, they'd probably hate me if I did something like that to them, you know what I mean? Or am I crazy? You picking up what I'm putting down, or do I sound insane right now? Because a part of me feels like I sound insane, but another part of me feels like, yeah, Tony, you make sense. So I feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm seeking some validation or something like that. And that's, I don't know. My brain is seeking some sort of validation from people that I don't know. To be like, yes, Tony, you are so right. It is weird that people who you don't remember from high school can see the stuff you post. And then a part of my brain is like, yeah, you're right, you know, random person in my head that I've made up. You are so right. And then I sound like I'm going crazy to myself. I hope y'all can see where I'm coming from, though. You know what I mean? I really hope y'all can see where I'm coming from, because a part of me doesn't want to... I don't like feeling like I'm going crazy, you know? Oh, man. We're not soft-locked, but, like, I wanted to use the M to reroll, but I can't technically use converter. I don't have soul hearts to convert. So, looks like that's SOL, shit out of luck or whatever. Up shit creek without a paddle or something like that. Is that the term? I think I kind of quoted that perfectly, actually. Oh god. Oh god. I wasn't expecting those guys to come up. I got genuinely, like, unironically scared. Okay, lock in, twin. Ooh, hold up. I mean, I don't know, man. Like I said, maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe it's a thought that I've had that it's like one of those, like, yeah, Tony, maybe you should keep this thought to yourself kind of deal. You feel me? But I don't know. Part of me just kind of feels that way. Where it just not rubs me the wrong way, but it's just weird, you know? And I don't want to have someone force unfollow me, because I'm pretty sure that's a thing you can do. Where, like, you can be like, oh, if this person you don't know follows you, you can, like, turn your account private and just, like, kind of, like, force them to unfollow you. But a part of me is also like, they're an acquaintance. They're not an acquaintance, but they're someone that I am aware of from high school, and I am afraid of giving off the wrong impression. You know what I mean? In actuality, my brain is kind of like, if I make them unfollow me, you know, it's like they should understand, right? Or if I make them unfollow me, or if I unfollow them, in my mind, I'm gonna be like, yeah, they should understand, right? I don't know them that much. They're kind of just someone that I've remembered from high school, but like we never spoke or anything. Or maybe even middle school if it ever goes back that far, but I doubt it. But like we never really said anything to each other. We don't really know each other, like we don't have rapport with each other like that. But you know, a part of me is still like, but what if I see them, and or what if they see that and then they get the wrong look at me, you know what I mean? And it's like, now I gotta explain myself and be like, no, you see, the reason I did it was because I just don't know you like that. And it's like, bro, we go way back. And it's like, oh, now I feel like a dumbass because I didn't know this person. You know what I mean? I'm getting in my own head about it. And someone out there is definitely gonna be like, Tony, I think you are losing it. And that may be true. I may be losing it, but I mean, hell, man, it's my brain. That's what's happening to it. You know, I don't want to lose reputation, rapport. I don't want to lose anything, I guess, in that sort of sense. At risk of having someone hate me or whatever, you feel me? You picking up what I'm putting down, or do I sound crazy to y'all? Because if I was me, I would think I sounded crazy as hell. We're gonna carry this holy card, actually. Thinking about it, we are totally gonna carry this holy card. Holy card is so goated. If I ever break mantle in a room, guess what? Backup mantle, bitches. You know what I mean? The only downside about holy card is that a part of me worries sometimes. Because in my mind, I'm thinking like, okay, nice, I got holy card. I broke mantle in a room, but it's not like I know I'm guaranteed to get hit in a room again, you know what I mean? So part of me, I get like the too good to use syndrome where it's like, well, I shouldn't use it once again, blood puppy. Blood puppy being a hating ass bitch. There you go. A part of me don't even want to grab it low key, but sure. But sure. What even happened, bro? You know, what even happened? I don't know. And I'd rather not test it. Just hold that. Just hold that on. Hold that on. Just hold on to that. I'll be fine. But anyways, completely getting that aside, me not getting over, I guess is definitely not the right term here, but me talking about this whole how Tony feels about social media and the fact that random strangers, I guess, can kind of see his thoughts. At least on here, I'm opening myself to random strangers that like I may or may not ever see, but a part of me fears the day that I post something really stupid on Instagram and then someone that I vaguely remembered in high school is like, oh, hey, Tony, I saw this post you made. What's up with that? And I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? Then my brain starts shutting down. It like, I have like a mental malfunction and I like freaking pop a blood vessel or something. We're Depths 2. This doesn't matter anymore. Which sucks, because we're Depths 2. You know, I wanted to donate money, but we have Stairway. I completely forgot about that. I completely forgot about the fact that we had Stairway. Which kind of sucks, but it's good because Stairway is a really good item, for one. Just, you know, anyways, besides the point, yeah. I haven't mentioned to you guys so much all of my interest. I've like been drip feeding special knowledge and fun facts about myself and interests. One of them being I'm very into Metroid. I don't think the Metroid glaze has... I think I've spoken on it slightly, but I don't think it's been like not necessarily put into perspective or whatever. But I haven't gone super in detail about like my love for Metroid and stuff like that. My first Metroid game I ever played was my brother had a Game Boy and I remember playing Metroid Fusion on it, and I never beat the game, but I would always just like be playing the first beginning areas, you know, wandering around, kind of not really knowing what I'm doing, but in my mind I was like, this is cool. And then I remember getting older being like, hey, there's this one game I used to play on Game Boy that I personally thought was really fun, but like I acknowledged myself that like I never really did anything on it. Let me see if I can beat that game. And it was Metroid Fusion. Played it, beat that game. Very good game, in my opinion. It's kind of... Metroid fans are gonna be like, oh, it's pretty linear. You can't sequence break it the way you can, like, Super Metroid and stuff. And it's like, yeah, I'm aware of that, trust me. I am. But me personally, I like it a lot. I think the horror kind of aspect of it is really cool. Overall, I just think it's a good game. You know, a part of me is like, dude, this game is cool. I think anyone that hates on it, low-key just kind of hating. Hating just to hate, no real reason type of shit. But anyways, regardless of Tony thinking people just be hating just to hate on Metroid Fusion or whatever, I remember actually actively playing the game and being like, wow, this game is really freaking cool. This game is awesome. I wish I could play more of it. And then my brother got a, what's it called? Not my brother got, but I remember like looking up stuff and I remember seeing like, oh, Metroid Zero Mission. Let me play Metroid Zero Mission. Oh, Super Metroid. Let me play Super Metroid. You know, stuff like that. I've been playing the game since I was like literally like 4 years old. I've been playing Metroid for years upon years, but I've never actually been good at it until not recent time, but like until I kind of like gained, what's the word I'm thinking of? Until I was like 10, you know? I spent 4 years knowing that I liked the Metroid game and that Fusion was cool, but I didn't actually start playing them all and appreciating them all until I was like 10 or so, or like 12 maybe, you know? not up there in age. I wasn't old. I'm not, you know, I'm not pushing Unk status. I guess maybe with how long I've been with the series, it might be Unk status, you know? But I remember seeing things like Other M and Prime, although I never owned a GameCube and I never owned a Wii, so I never played either. Until, you know, emulation or anything like that. but yeah, I'm a fan of the Metroid series. Been a fan for a long time. I've been a super fan of Metroid Fusion for a long time. Been like a huge fan of the Metroid series for a little bit less, but that's just because I was young and I didn't know what the hell a series was, and my brother didn't own a SNES. He did, but we didn't own it by the time I was born. You know, we didn't have it by the time I was born. He had already moved on to like Xbox and stuff, and that's where my love for Halo came in the fact that my brother would play Halo all the time and he let me play Halo with him all the time. But that's a whole different story, you know? That's Tony talking about Halo, but that's a story I haven't necessarily... I've talked about a lot of the love I have for it, but I don't think I've really gone in super duper depth about how much that series really means to me as a whole, you know? As a human. And is that okay? I think that's fine. I think that's okay as a human being for that to be the case. But anyways, speaking on that, you know, speaking on the Metroid series and stuff like that, I used to play the hell out of 4, which was Fusion. By the way, I don't know why I called it by its regular name. I used to play the hell out of Metroid Fusion, and I thought it was really cool. And then Metroid Dread came out, God knows however long later. I think in the actual scale, it's like 18 years later, 18 years since the last mainline Metroid, and finally Dread comes out. And when I heard it was being announced, I was watching the Direct. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, my Tony inappropriate, whatever, bro. Ropes, you know, if you know what I mean, then you know what I mean, ropes, brother. I was like, this is goated. I cannot wait for this game. I have been waiting years for Metroid Dread to come out, man. You know, I remember playing Fusion, and then when I got older and like started like to like look into the lore and like looking into the series and stuff like that, I was kind of like, huh, I really hope there's like a new game, but I'm gonna be real, it doesn't seem like we're gonna be getting one ever, you know? Low key, I had thought the series was dead and gone, you know? Nintendo had relegated Metroid to be reduced to like any, like, you know, it wasn't AM2 to cease and desisting anyone making a remake of anything, or what's the word I'm thinking of? Just overall never even acknowledging it, besides, hey guys, Samus is a character in Super Smash Brothers, you know what I mean? Besides all of that, a part of me was kind of in my brain thinking like, yeah, we're never gonna get a mainline game again. And you know what? A part of me, coping, by the way, a part of me was like, that's okay. It's okay if we never get a mainline game again. You know why? Because I'm satisfied with the fact that Metroid 4, in my opinion, is a very good game, and I thoroughly enjoy the hell out of it. But a lot of people not so much. A lot of people definitely wanted more out of the series. Not to say I blame them, you know? You want your favorite game to have more entries in it. I understand completely. I wish we had more Treyarch COD Zombie. I wish Treyarch decided, F it, stop playing around. Don't make campaign, don't make multiplayer, just make a full dedicated Call of Duty Zombies game. You know what I mean? I would eat that up in a heartbeat. I am telling you, I would shill out many millions of dollars for that. I don't even own $1 million, but I would shell out $1 million for it. You know what I mean? If you catch my drift. I personally, in my mind, I'm like, I need a solo Call of Duty Zombies game developed fully by Treyarch, none of this other BS, None of that, none of this, you know what I mean? In my brain, I'm just like, I need this game, and I need this game now. So I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. That's my thought process. That is my thought process, is I want... You know, I understand people that want a new game in their favorite series. But I had low-key just thought, yeah, Metroid is dead. Not dead, but you know, it's played its course. Metroid has played its course. Nintendo's never gonna give it anything substantial in a main line. We're just gonna get spin-offs like Prime, or Prime Hunters for the DS, and that's gonna be it. We're just gonna have to take that and we're just gonna have to like it. And I don't want to say Other M was so bad, everyone, you know, believes it doesn't exist or it isn't canon or whatever. I can't give any sort of insight on that. I never played Other M. I never owned a Wii. Remember that? I feel like I've said this before, but I never owned a Wii. I never played Other M. All I know is that everyone says it is not good, and I cannot formulate a real opinion on it. A part of me wants to be, you know, a part of my brain is like, no, join in. Everyone else says it sucks. You should say it sucks too. But I cannot reasonably, in good faith, give it a review or be like it's a good or bad game if I have never played it. You know what I mean? I feel like more people should be open to that, but that's just a Tony opinion that, you know, I don't think necessarily people need to follow. That's just my opinion. Is, you know, what I'm trying to say. That's just my opinion. I think more people should be open to not speaking on things they do not have the full scope of or aren't necessarily truly keyed in on. I don't need someone who doesn't know about Halo or Metroid to be speaking up and being like, man, this game sucks. And it's like, how would you know? You never played it. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, yeah, I never played it, but I've heard it sucks. And it's like, brother, you're going off of he said, she said type of shit. That's not a good foundation for an argument. Is this person said this? My opinion is based on the fact that this person has this opinion. And it's like, brother, that's not a good... Come on, what are we doing here, bro? You know what I mean? What are we doing here? Okay. Depending on the current room's pool. So let's see if we can try and cheat a dub in or something like that. You know what I mean? Try this. Nope. Try down. Nope. Try down from here. Nope. Die. Okay. Okay. Just want to make sure bro's dead. I don't want to die and get shit on or whatever. You know what I mean? Okay. Down here. Oh, I have feared my blood puppy. Hey. Thank you. Okay. I'm just trying to find the secret room. Why? Because if we find the secret room, I can use Eden's soul in there and we can maybe get something good. A part of me kind of doubts it. Because I don't know. I mean, what's the best thing we can get? If we get a secret room item, what is the best thing we can get? I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't even know what the best thing we can get is. Bet thing? Why did I speak like that? I don't even know what the best thing we can get is. You know, I'm over here banking on zero, on zilch, one might say. Die. Just die. Just die before you... Okay. Okay. Okay, just please die before you brimstone. Yes, mother. Nice. Down here, maybe? Okay, this one's not that bad. This one I can... I mean, you see. Sorry, I'm trying to lock in. I'm afraid. I'm invested. I know this is like the 4th lost run this recording, and I have said on multiple occasions, never get invested in a lost run. But I can't help but be, be love for the love of the game. I can't help but be a lover of the game. And right now, I'm loving this. And I'm trying my best to see what I can do, brother. I'm trying to lock in. I'm trying to get this done. We can maybe finish up Lost today. I don't like how mad he is. We need to calm you down, buddy. Little spewer, you don't even do nothing, bro. God. A bad item, bro. God, I hate this game. Dude, oh my God, I'm worried. You guys might not notice it, or maybe you do notice it. Maybe like Tony, you're kind of. You might not be able to tell yourself, but you are absolutely, chattering teeth, brother. You are nervous as all hell. And all I gotta say is, yeah, I'm real with you. I am. Dude, where's the secret room? I want to use Eden's Soul in the secret room to maybe get a good item. But a part of me is worried that it's not going to be good and I'm going to die to a bad room. More damage, never bad. I'm going to be real with y'all. Part of me is mad worried that I'm going to die. And I'm scared. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I am very scared. I am very, very nervous. Here maybe? Nope, can't be to the right, maybe to the left? Nope. Down maybe? Oh my God. Oh my God. One of these. One of these thingamabobs. 100%. You guys are gonna call me crazy, but I think Lost Contact is the method. One, Lost Contact is easily the method. Sure, pointy rib, sure. It levitates in front of me and it does 6 damage a second or whatever that said, I don't get any shot speed down. I just get the pure tier size, which is good, in my opinion. Alright, now we gotta get a little crazy. Watch this. Boom. Permanent 0.5 speed up. Holy water? Sure. Okay. Be careful, buddy. Careful now, buddy. You're the bloat. Alright, where did I leave off on, man? Honestly, I don't remember. I just remember mentioning something, but I'm gonna be real with y'all. I don't necessarily kind of remember what I was kind of speaking on. Oh, Metroid. Yeah, so, anyways, my friend has recently taken up the game Metroid Dread. And if you don't know me, I love Metroid, but also another fun fact you might not have known about Tony is that I used to be a Metroid Dread speedrunner, because I remember playing the game the first night it came out, and in my mind thinking, this game is so fun. Like, the movement, everything you do in this game is so fun, it's so amazing, that I can see myself actively trying speedruns for it and stuff like that. So guess what I did? Guess what your boy did? He locked in and he became a Metroid Dread speedrunner. Was I good? I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Not necessarily. I think if you find my name on the leaderboards, I think I'm a top 200 runner, which in the grand scheme of things isn't necessarily great, you know? I'm not, you know, I don't even know. I'm so out of the speedrunning game. The last person I remember having the world record and like slash, just, you know, I know they are a really good speedrunner of Metroid is B-Dog. I'm no B-Dog or anything, you know, I'm just a fan of the game, and a part of me was like, hey, I'm such a big fan of the game, I would love to play it just to speed around. Now I will say, I was also unemployed at the time, so I had a lot of time to be able to learn speedrun tricks and get real associated with the run and stuff like that. But also, at the end of the day, I kind of sucked. I don't think I necessarily didn't have the skill or had the drive. I just think other people are better. And I myself, I'm not necessarily God's greatest Metroid Dread speedrunner. I had some okay runs. And overall, you know, I like the game. I think it's a fun game, but I think genuinely other people were just better than me at it, and I don't know, man. I'm not that good. I'm not necessarily that good. So I think at the end of the day, it just kind of turned into, this is fun, this is great, but some of these tricks, I personally, I couldn't do them. I just sucked. And I started getting like mad at myself, I guess, you know? But it's fun seeing my friend play the game, because you know, watching a first playthrough happen is a great thing. In general, I think that game is so good, that's one of the few games that I would love to first play through again. Also, an hour and 22 minutes in, we finally beat this thing. We also unlocked Godhead. Anyways, I want to thank y'all for watching. If you guys did enjoy, greatly appreciate it. Hope you guys have a good day and or good night, depending on the time you're viewing this. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace out.